Hello interwebs, I'm Eric and welcome to TheLooneyTurtle. So recently all of us went out with a bigger group of people to watch Sing, and I just thought we'd do an afterthoughts video to, in a smaller group of course, and see how that goes. So, but first, obligatory cameos.
Hi, I'm making a cameo.
Thank you, Silver.
Yes. Obligatory. Yeah, so I guess we'll start out just by each of us giving our thoughts on the movie. Starting out, we tried to record this before, and Sweetie started us out, but since he's over here on this side, let's
give it to the rookie.
Yeah, let's start out with Lightspeed. What did you think of Sing?
Oh yeah, hi there, I'm Lightspeed Reviews, and yeah, this is a first impressions. Sing, to be quite honest, I saw the trailers, and like people have said, you could guess pretty much the whole entire movie. It was like Batman versus Superman all over again with the trailers. Ugh. But I found it to be rather interesting. The characters some of them were a different shift on some of the stereotypes and dynamics that had come before. Even like with freaking, like, it's, for the trailers alone, you can see, like, there's a take on Frank Sinatra, for crying out loud. And I'm sorry, I'm covering his face. Oh god, I'm sorry. It's fine. But, yeah, it was quite interesting, although I will have to say the other acts are fine in seguing into them, like the second, third, and final act. And the numbers were fine, although I had to admit some of them made me cringe, but that's okay. I just found that the opening act, the first act, just like any Scott Sonneborn episode that didn't pertain to a finale or a two-parter, it felt like it was, and this is quoting Keyframe, all copyrights go to her, it just went from point A to point B and everything in between a little too quickly. That's my honest opinion on that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Sweetie?
Okay, well, I said this, it's going to be a reiteration for everybody else, but it's a novelty for me to be able to review an Illumination movie, because I'm usually not allowed to, because my cousin works on so many of them that I just have to automatically be like, it's great, and no other commentary is allowed. However, he didn't work on this one, because he's busy working on the new animated Grinch movie. So for Sing, I'm finally able to be able to review it. I liked it. It was a good movie. I would say, yeah, that if you've seen, like, I'm sure I have at least been bombarded with all the trailers from Sing. If you've seen them, you've seen the movie for a large point. You know, there aren't going to be too many twists and turns. But that's not really a fault of the movie. I don't like judging a movie based on its trailers. But some things in the movie that I wasn't a big fan of is some of the humor that they chose to go with. There was a quite gruesome, not death, we saw him alive later, but hospitalization, at least, of a snail character, which was quite gruesome. And there was also quite a bit of eyeball humor, which I didn't appreciate myself, just because that's not really my thing.
Like, I didn't think that her eye was fake. Like,
yeah.
to begin, I just thought it was, she got lizard eyes that never aligned.
Yeah,
but no, it's a fake eye? What?
Okay, and it bounces around the room, okay.
Yeah, and you say eye-rolling humor, and then...
Lightning may not strike two places at once, but eyeballs do.
Yeah. Yeah. So there was a bit of humor in Sing that I wasn't a huge fan of, but otherwise I'd say it's a decent movie. I'd otherwise give it a decent recommendation.
Yeah. Starting out with this movie, it was nice to see the characters get introduced, but it was really jarring the way that they transitioned from each of the characters. Like, the first one, it worked, it was a smooth enough transition, but then the second one, it's just kind of like, okay, we're here, whoa! And then we just fly away completely.
Like I said, and again, copyrights came from it. went from point A to point B and everything in between a little too fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, those transitions are really the biggest gripe I have with it. Because it was just so jarring. Like, I would have liked to see maybe transitions where they go across a post, like hide your cut, but actually going physically from this person's house all the way over to this other person's
It was
house.
like you were taken through a wormhole. Like everything was it was moving so
it would
quickly.
it would cause like a bunch of whiplash, and then from another aspect, it's you don't emotionally connect with the characters of like here's this one, here's that. Let's see where you go from here, and you do connect with them later on, but it's just if you're doing a setup, set it up properly, because if you don't, the payoff is not going to work out well. And I felt even in the movie, some of the payoffs didn't necessarily work.
Yeah, but overall, the journey of these characters, the destruction of that theater, all of it it worked pretty,
minor
pretty
spoilers.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
it worked pretty well. I don't have a whole lot of gripes with this movie. It's just kind of a fun, everybody's singing kind of movie.
It's harmless.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, G Studios, animator artist plus a semi-reviewer. I had big surprises on this movie. Like, I first thought it was gonna be a pretty bad plus horrendous film, considering that Illumination was always considered as a pretty bad studio, making like half decent films. And I thought Sing was gonna be a knockoff of Zootopia, but with American Idol combined. But watching through the whole movie, it brought me in surprises. It had a great start from beginning to end. It brought some mix of emotions to each character, and many of conflicts that have been bugging on every single one of them. Like when I was watching the trailers, again, the trailers were very misleading. I thought I would only focus on at least one character, which is the gorilla, Johnny, I think? Yeah, Johnny.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I thought I was only going to focus on him, because I love the story on I love his motive on his backstory, that he didn't want to become a gang member with his father. He wanted to be a singer. And I thought that was a pretty good premise for him. And I thought I was only going to be focusing on him. But that when they were introducing each character, I was getting skeptical that that they were gonna like shut down so many main characters. Because if you introduce too many main characters, the movie would probably be disorganized. But
And stalling very quickly.
exactly, yeah. But no, they managed to make each character have a simplistic backstory. Each of them had their motives. Each of them had their weaknesses, their flaws. It was very shown, and I thought that really hit them really hard on for a great success. Sing really opened my mind that maybe next time I'd rather not judge the trailers, because nowadays we get misleading trailers, so all you gotta do is just see the entire thing to believe it.
Wait a minute, didn't you see the MLP episode where it told you not to judge a book by its cover?
Yeah, but it's human nature to, like, whether you have that, they also say sharing is
true.
caring, but, you know, it's...
Well, I think the difference here is there's judging a book by its cover in the sense of not reading the book because of the cover, but there's also, once you've read the book, you can then go, gee, the cover was not a good representation of what was inside the book, and I think that's the issue here.
It's like, say you're not a sci-fi fan, but then they show a trailer for Star Wars or Star Trek, whatever it is. You're obviously going to be, like, judging it, like, I don't care for sci-fi, so I'm not going to like this. So it's kind of like that kind of a thing. It's not just like, oh, I hate it. You barely saw 2/6. I hate it.
Yeah.
Bah humbug. But yeah, for me, I remember seeing the trailer for Sing, and I'm like, oh, it looks like a goofy little film. It'll be nice for the kids. And I didn't really think there'd be much depth to it. And then the thing that got my attention was the mouse, because they didn't even show him in the first few trailers until like later on. And they said, oh, it's Seth MacFarlane plays. I'm like, oh, okay, I know him. And he's doing Frank Sinatra as a mouse. I'm like, oh, that's... I've never seen that done before, but it's...
Yeah, Frank Sinatra, if his ego was blown up to 30.
Well, if you know
Probably worse than
Sinatra, you would have known the
Brian
guy actually kind of was him in real life, so they kind of did embody him. He was more personal life, that he wasn't the perfect
True.
demigod that everybody saw him as.
Yeah.
But I liked, again, the pacing was kind of a bad thing, where it's like it rushes around, but at the same time, I feel like they were able to get these little stories. Because when you think about it, it's hard to get all these little stories in a 90-minute movie, so you kind of have to rush it a little bit. But I did appreciate the one with the gorilla, the Johnny and his father. I have to admit, like I was one of this movie, I'm not gonna cry or anything. Like at the end of the movie, when as soon as he said, like, "I'm proud of you, son," like my eyes, like,
Oh, these are tears. These are
Liquid
tears.
cry.
My eyes are sweating.
but yeah, that's pretty much it. But I love the symbolism, like little things here and there that are like little things you miss, but when you look at it, they throw it in there for artistic. I don't know. It's overall, it was very. It was a lot deeper than I thought it would go, and a lot of things were rushed, like the whole backstory with the koala, Mr. Moon, I think his name was. But when they say, well, what's the bucket for? Oh, it was my father's.
I like the symbolism.
It was good. It was good. I'm not gonna lie, it was really good. But at the same time, they kind of said, "Okay, next scene." Like, well, no.
Wait. Go back.
Talk
to the
about. I never thought I'd say this, but talk about the bucket. I want to hear about the bucket. Don't kick it. Talk about it.
Although I actually like the
was a
joke
stupid
that
thing.
I like the joke that goes along with that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what that bucket's for? For the leak in the ceiling? No, that's what that bucket's for.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that was a good joke.
Yeah, the thing is, I have to agree with Twist. The backstory of the bucket, the symbolism, I thought there would have been something more, like a little bit of a flashback, like to see his dad taking the bucket to work every day and see him working hard to leave the impression on his son that it takes hard work and your determination to get where you need to be, to get the things you need to get done. I thought that would have been good enough to make sense of a motivation as to why he continues to hold that theater to his heart.
Well, on the other hand, you don't see flashbacks in real life. You see
True.
you see what his father meant to him through his actions throughout the movie. And that's sort of what you needed. You needed to see his father not through a flashback of a third-party perspective, but through how the character developed and how it affected him. You know, not who his father truly is, but who he meant to his son.
Oh yeah, it's as Silver says.
Continuity.
No. What he said in one episode, on one review. Why did I say episode? But review is it was show. It was It was tell less, show more.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah,
I
show
hope,
don't tell.
Silver, I hope I got that right.
Show don't tell, basically.
Show, yeah.
If not shame, double shame.
Yeah, and then some of the characters, I was surprised to see as to just some of the characters, the way they go about how their lives, and just to see, like, yeah, you're supposed to see, like, oh, I can see my mom, I can see my dad doing this, yada, 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 but I'd like to see how those stereotypes got turned on their head. The one, though, I know it's a cartoon, you're supposed to hold your disbelief, but the mom, 27 kids, has a bit of a low budget, yet she creates this intricate system to get her kids up and out of going to school and get her husband out the door. I'm like,
That was like
She thought of everything, like, seriously.
Yeah, and the thing is, I forget who said it. It was like probably one of you guys. It was like, why didn't you do that before?
Oh, yeah, I said
Yeah,
that.
you said that. It's like, how many years have you been dealing with these kids? You had the ingenuity to make
should be
this
the next-
automatic mom machine.
And yet,
Why didn't you do that to yourself?
that's not a budget of a middle class mom taking care of like how many kids? As Silver says, do you ever take any cold showers?
The funny thing about that story arc with the pigs, I'm not gonna lie, I almost thought that at the end, because the father was so neglectful, he kind of just like, oh yeah, have a good day, honey. Yeah, the pig's good. Falls asleep. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that she was gonna get with their partner.
The other guy, I thought so too.
yeah, that was the thing.
I thought it was going to be a whole
'cause,
affair
yeah.
thing, but then kids movie, so.
And then at the
was
same
subtle,
time,
but
it
it
was
was
good
subtle,
that
it
it
was
was
subtle.
I'm gonna say the pun because I can't think of a better word. The twist. I thought it was gonna be that that was gonna happen, but then instead of that, the husband actually snaps out of it. Yes, I should go up and help you with the kids. I do love this woman. I should pay more attention to you.
Mm-hmm.
So it actually was kind of a good change of what I was expecting.
That was rather good. That was rather good.
Yeah, that was, I think, the closest thing to a twist for me was that there wasn't let's have, that the husband didn't leave or she left him or anything. It was no, he just appreciated her more. That was the closest thing.
That was the
to
closest
I guess
thing.
the father-son thing has been done to death. You kind of know
Yeah.
what's going to... And they again, the trailer, they kind of do it in the trailer. They go from, how did you ever become my son? Oh, I never expected having a son like you. And then, like, 2 seconds later, that's my son singing. I'm like, you're supposed to say that as
That's
Yeah.
my son.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, that was actually the weirdest thing. Even though I was caught up in the motion, the swell of it, he sees his son singing, and it's in an Elton John song for that matter.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, wow. But just to go from like completely butting heads with your kid, and this is coming from a guy who's had to deal with his own father from time to time, going to visit him and having to butt heads with him over something like Pacific PonyCon or things that I happen to enjoy, or my friends for that matter, or my job.
Actually, with,
I just thought that was so weird, like how he goes from that.
It was a bit of a whiplash because
Exactly.
like he was sort of like, no, I hate that you're doing this, and then it made sort of sense, but I
Sort
felt
of.
like there wasn't, well, in the sense that you didn't get an idea that he had ever heard his son sing before. So maybe he thought that his son sucked at singing, and that may have been why he was upset, because, oh, my son's going to be a failure at everything.
He's going to be
Yeah.
a,
And
he's
then he
like to be
actually,
a tough guy
but
like
that's
me.
implication. It's not. That's me making up something in my head. That's not stated in the film. All it is he sees his son sing. In the film, at least, it's for the first time. He sees his son sing, and suddenly he's proud. And you don't know what exactly shifted the gear. I don't think it's completely impractical, but it didn't quite have enough setup, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can kind of
It escalated
relate.
too quickly.
Yeah.
I can kind of relate to like that shift because when I started making YouTube videos, my dad saw it as kind of just a plaything. Oh, you'll get over it after
Yeah.
high school.
Right.
But then, like, I get out of high school, I, get an actual job, and
Rona.
and then I started monetization, and the results surprised him.
Right.
And he's like, oh, I guess this does kind of have you could have a future in this. So, like, that shift, it shouldn't be as immediate as it was in the film,
Exactly.
but, like,
But it's
I
possible,
can,
yeah.
it's possible.
You have to give like your setup like time to settle in for your audience, and then let that sort of be at the back of your mind, and then like you have your payoff really, really well. If you have your setup
Yeah.
really written well, your payoff will come off better.
Yeah,
And this is coming from a literature expert here.
yeah. So, any other thoughts?
Other than the fact that Matthew McConaughey voicing a koala, and I didn't even recognize the freaking accent, and then Scarlett Johansson
I didn't
voicing a
notice that.
porcupine. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that the Family Guy.
Or
Seth
MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane. I didn't know that he was the mouse. I didn't really.
You did
I
catch Tara
kinda-
Strong.
Yes,
though.
I heard Tara, and I was like, "That's Tara Strong." And he was like, maybe."
Yeah, you're just like, is that Tara Strong? I'm like, I
And then
don't know.
we sat through the credits, and I looked at all of them, and I was like, "Yep, Tara Strong."
Yeah,
Happened to be attending PPC, and somehow we run into Tara
Not
Strong.
like chipmunk level, but just a little bit, so he sounded a little bit higher, so that's why it was kind of hard to hear it.
Yeah.
Unless he screamed, then you hear like the Family Guy scream pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Seth
but-
MacFarlane's as Mike the Mouse. Yeah, I could definitely hear a higher pitched version of Brian Griffin.
A little bit.
Quite
Yeah.
ironic because both characters are the most hateful.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny with him being the Sinatra mouse, because if I'm not mistaken, and I remember he was saying that his his singing trainer was actually the one that taught Sinatra.
Wow.
So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it's-
Kind of fitting.
Yeah.
So I think we've tried to wrap this up about 5 times at this point.
And I'm the rookie here. I'm supposed to be learning from the vets, and they are just swacking around.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't really trying to wrap it up. I just, because it went silent for a second. I was like, "Okay."
But we have awkward silences.
We have an
And then we think of something new
Yes.
to talk about.
In the editing.
But
Yes.
but Singh though, and
Endings.
and this is just to make sure that Golden gets a shout out. What he said was actually true when I had an open mind about Singh because, and all copyrights go to him for this. What they experience in a story is whether a movie or a book or an episode of the show is also something they can think about and take a lesson off of. And I took so many things into it, like with your family. Yeah, you can butt heads, but if you can find a way to just see eye to eye and to see that, yeah, you may be clashing and yet you want to make them proud, but you've got to take a step back, breathe a little, and then try to show them another way, or try to appreciate what your parents do for you in that sort of way. And that's one of the takeaways that I got from
Yeah,
Sing.
you can take a lot of things away from Sing. The only thing I'd say that sort of holds me back from being like Ermiger, best movie ever, is just that you can take those same lessons away from a lot of other movies. You can take the lesson you just said, Finding Nemo, or a lot of other, Brave, and like I can list a whole bunch of family dynamic movies that focus solely on that.
But they worked out better because some of
They
them fell
work out
flat.
better. Yeah, some of them fell flat. Some of them were better. And I don't think there's anything Zootopia level. Let's address something that isn't addressed as often in Sing. Everything is like, yeah, seen that. But that's not to say that's bad. I mean, necessarily retreading tropes isn't necessarily a huge taboo. It's just not bringing anything novel to the table.
Yeah, and when watching through the movie, it felt more like somewhat of a modern version of Cats Don't Dance.
A bit.
Cats don't dance.
Yeah.
But I prefer Cats Don't Dance.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
and nobody,
I prefer Cats Don't
not
Dance.
a single movie can outbeat Cats Don't Dance. It's still the greatest. Sing still makes it a good hit, but Cats Don't Dance will always be number one.
Okay, that's it. Whoever wants to do this, we can compare Sing and Cats Don't Dance in a collab, whoever's up for that.
Cats Don't Dance wins.
I
And
think
that
I
is
found
my
the
bias.
collab partner.
There you go.
There we go.
Hey, my first analysis video.
Of course, the ship
I got
between
shipped
ships,
in the middle
I
of
just
this.
pair.
Exactly. You pair, I ship. That's how
I'm
it
still
works.
a beginner. I'm still a beginner, just so you know.
Oh, we're both-
Yeah, they both are, so you'll learn from each other.
Okay,
We'll
okay,
just-
okay.
Yeah.
How this works.
Yes.
And,
So yeah.
so might as well wrap up, sign off with outros and all that.
Yeah. Okay. So at the beginning we didn't really introduce each other formally.
Huh,
So.
nice.
Yeah.
So, I'll give you all the
he'll be able to
opportunity.
cut the
I already
the
introduced
intros.
myself.
in.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, actually, I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to. We'll end this off with shameless promotion.
That's how it always should be.
Every
I
friggin'
so
time.
regardless.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Do your
Hit the
YouTube
bell
thing.
button, please.
Okay, so right here we have Lightspeed.
Hey there, hi there on Lightspeed Reviews, and yeah, we're just wrapping this up. So feel free to check some of us out. And I know you're already subscribed to some of these, but yeah, again, feel free to check out some of the rookies with with 3 veterans here. And yeah, so come on, check us out, see our work. Be heavy with the criticism because we need the feedback, but don't be too harsh where it comes off where we have to come over and sit your ass down. Trust me, you do not want to deal with any of us on a bad day.
Constructive criticism is magic. Hate mail is not.
Exactly, that's kind of my point.
Hi, I'm Sweetie Bloom, or I should say bye. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I do review. I haven't done reviews in a while, but I am looking into getting editing help, so I think I should be back on the wagon soon. Maybe. I make no promises.
She's got to
Yeah,
get back on the saddle.
because this is on my channel. I'm TheLooneyTurtle. Hi, everyone. I make analysis and review videos.
He also makes doors.
Oh, yes, I make
And
doors.
doors. If you need a door.
I give everybody
Yes.
doors.
I got through the
Yeah,
other
door.
side.
Everybody I knew was going to be here, I gave doors. And even him, he's behind the camera.
Our little
I need
director.
another
Our director, get over
I
here.
don't have a door.
Before this cameo, here's a clip.
This is your obligatory Y2K cameo. Hello.
Hey.
Also, Sing was amazing. Hello. I don't have a YouTube channel, but I have a DeviantArt page. See you guys. I'm Broger saying thank you.
Yes.
So, made everyone doors. If you want a door, ask. Don't make it too complicated, though, because I like to make them simple. And here we have.
EG Studios, animator, artist, and soon becoming a reviewer plus analyst. Going for pulling analogies, and I'll be doing that someday in the future. Go ahead and like and subscribe when you come across me from local San Diego citizen at Pacific Polygon.
And lastly, I am Twist of Fate Fuka, one and only Fuka, and I am a freelancer artist, part-time voiceover, just kind of a free potpourri, does everything now and then. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
All
That's all I have
righty.
to say about that.
Thanks for watching. Everyone's links are down below, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Hope you've enjoyed the ride.